Well, hey there, and welcome to another episode of the After Hours podcast. I am super excited to have one of the cast members from R.I.P. Man and the forthcoming R.I.P. Man 2, which is a really, really cool indie horror film. You might have seen my review for it. If not, I'll leave a link in the description, so go check it out. But I have the lovely Jasmine Kheen from the films, and I am super excited because I really enjoyed the film. But first, I'd love to know a little bit more about you, and I'm sure my listeners will too. Just tell a little bit about who you are and, your role in the film.
Well, hello. Thank you so much for having me on. I saw your review and thank you so much. I'm so happy that you liked it and that it's well received. You know, you never know when you're working on a project because you may like it, but then you never know how the audience is going
Yeah.
to react. And I think that's the most intriguing part of
Hmm.
it, is
Yeah.
hearing what people think. And so I'm really glad you liked it. No, so I'm super excited to be talking to you tonight. Um, I am a
Yes.
Norwegian London-based actress. I've been in London for about 6 years now. Oh, it's been so long now. It's five.
Nice.
I'm coming on to my sixth year. Okay. I went to Met Film School where I got a bachelor in acting, and then now I work
Hmm.
as an assistant to a producer who's developing some like quite high budget films. And then I'm executive producing
Hmm.
my first film and I'm doing some writing. And yeah, I was starred as Clarissa in the R.I.P. Man, which was my first ever feature film. And then
Hmm.
sequels in the works. And then I just wrapped on a Nollywood film, if you know what that is, Nigerian
Nice.
Hollywood. So that was a vibe. It was
Oh, very cool. Yeah.
fun.
Oh, yeah. Oh, goodness. Yeah.
So
Yeah. And
bits and
but yeah, but
bobs.
that all sounds like, yeah, but very, very exciting. And
Well, that was a lot of work talk, though.
but with R.I.P.
Personally, I like
Mhm.
anime, Sims. We like some Michael Jackson as well, but it's martial arts. I was gonna say, um, and horror films,
Uh-huh.
obviously. Yeah, lots of passions.
Yeah. Mhm. Yes. Yeah, well, it's good to have more than one and everything. And, I think R.I.P. Man, that definitely kind of ticks off the horror box and everything. But how
Correct.
did you come to be in how did you become involved in R.I.P. Man? How did you know anything about how the concept of the film came to be? Like what drew you to your role? Maybe a little bit about like your role and everything. So,
Yeah, so at the time I was represented by this agency who I have since parted ways with, and they're very lovely, but I might as well have been unrepresented because I didn't get any work at all, which is
oh yeah.
it is what it is. But I was scrolling on Mandy looking for jobs,
Right.
and then I saw the listing for the RP man. I was like, what is this? I saw the R.I.P. Man, sounds like a horror. I saw it was a feature.
Hmm.
I'd never done a feature before. I was super excited. So I sent my little application off,
Yeah.
whoosh, and then I got contacted. I can't remember if I taped for it or not, and it's bugging me, but um Reese and Jamie, writer, producer, and director, invited
Mhm.
about nine of us to the pub out of the actors who had applied. And then they sat us down and they were like, look, this might be a little bit weird. We're all just sat down having a pint together. No one's cast yet.
Mhm.
Instead of doing like a traditional callback of like having monologues where you put on the spot, they wanted to cast off of like
Mhm.
personalities and how they get along and everything like that. And
Yeah.
so we all just sat down, we talked about the script, we read the draft, which I think it
Mhm.
had won some awards and stuff before even it being made. And I really liked the script and I liked Clarissa because she has this groundedness to her despite being, she's in high school in the story. She's young. Um
Mhm.
uh and but she has this like underlying grounded maturity where she's very much her part in the friend group. At least she feels like she has to kind of take the responsibility of being the grounded one and be the strong one for everyone as they go through everything. Because yeah, so the RP man, it follows this killer who has a rare oral condition and odontia, and he comes after
Mhm.
this friend group. And so while this is all happening, it's obviously very terrifying for all of them. And Clarissa, for me, is kind of the one
Mhm.
who tries to stabilize everything and not freak out while internally freaking out. And I can relate to that
Mhm.
in my real life. Mm,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's what really kind of drew me into the whole well, the R.I.P. man, because number one, the killer, he has like a very unique motive, and of course we're
right?
not going to give
Yeah.
anything away because we want people to go watch it, but he does have a very unique motive that I thought was like, oh wow, like that's a really really cool idea. And it's something that at least I haven't seen. So but yeah, but I really liked the whole concept of how the killer operates, and I also liked how they made the characters likable, because I'm sure we've all seen horror films where
My God.
it's like the characters are a little bit more one dimensional, and okay,
Yeah.
yeah, it kind of sucks when you see them die, but like it's kind but for this one I was like, oh no, I kind of wanted everybody to make it out of it. And I also
Oh,
loved just the atmosphere, and like the use of how it kind of gave a little bit of like 90s early 2000s horror a little bit, which is
yeah.
also like, I thought that was really cool that the director kind of harkened back to that as well. And there just seemed to be a lot that went into making that. So were there any like challenges or anything for you or the crew or anything like that on a film set? 'Cause I know film sets, sometimes things can be unpredictable.
Yeah, you're an actress as well?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay, amazing. I need to watch some of your stuff. They're incredible. But yeah, because you know how it is when you're like, you're working on something, and it's always, I think the scariest part is this coming across the way I want to present her? Is the audience, is this
Mhm.
resonating with the audience? And I think even for me watching it
Mhm.
back, I was like, oh wow, I played her a lot more, not ditzy, because she's not ditzy, but she has her moments where I'm like,
Yeah.
oh wow, I guess it works because she's in high school, but I was, yeah, it was interesting to see, but I'm glad it resonated. I think the biggest challenge for me personally was that
Mhm.
obviously we had the original script, incredible. Like
Okay.
Clarissa had quite a few more scenes, and she's a baddie,
Yeah.
it was supposed to be a different ending. Let's just say it that way.
Mhm.
Um, where she has more of a part in it maybe. And basically, I think a big problem with any film nowadays is funding. So quite a bit got
Yeah.
rewritten, it got cut,
Yeah.
very understandably so. They want to pay us, they don't want to make us work for free.
Mhm.
So they were just like
Right.
taking all, even though I would for for something like this and for those guys, because they're so incredible to work with and just such lovely people. But
Mhm.
I think yeah, we it was challenging because the script, we were kind of just
Mhm.
told to like, okay, forget about the script. We were like, right, okay, 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 trust the process. We'd
Mhm.
get the scenes a couple days before we were shooting, and then we'd shoot like maybe once every other
Mhm.
month or once a month. And so I think to
Yeah.
wrap your head around the timeline of it and have everything make sense and line up was a challenge for me. So it was really cool to see kind of what the film ended up being in the final version of it.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, very much throughout the
Yeah.
whole thing, I was like, I trust Jamie, I trust Reese. They know what they're doing. They've been in the industry for years. Jamie's been an actor for I don't know how long, but he's incredible.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's really cool to see how it turned out.
Yeah. Yeah. And now you're also in R.I.P. Man too. So is there like a difference between your character in the first film versus the second film?
Oh yeah. I think that was the funnest thing kind of like with the R.I.P. Man because I feel like it's gotten me at different points in my acting and whereas in the first one I feel like a little bit more restrained in the sense of like I was terrified of being shit. I don't know if that came through
Mhm.
probably, but in my second one I feel like it was easier to have like a linear sense of it because I knew exactly where Clarissa was going in the story and I got all of her material for the script. And so I think it's
Yeah.
easier for me in my brain how I work to just put it into perspective, the different scenes and how they nuance and finding like an arc throughout them and
Mhm.
what comes where. Um, so yeah, that's something. Yeah, and I feel like she's more mature, more mature. I'd say.
Mhm.
Mm,
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm sure definitely after the events from R.I.P. Man, the first movie, I mean, one would definitely, I think, have to grow from,
yeah.
from like having to witness like everything that she did. And
Yeah, I'm gonna be
you
interested to
know,
hear what you think about it. If you notice the difference, because I think it's just a difference in
mhm.
me as an actor, maybe as well. Which is, I don't know if you, I'm sure you get that as well. You're watching back like old work, and you're like, oh my God,
Oh yeah.
I've grown so
Mhm.
much, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh yeah. Well, even like, because I'm also like a musician and songwriter too. So even like
oh
just looking
sick,
back on old work in general, it's like,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
uh,
But
just
yeah, but it is definitely that. Like when you're looking back on old work and everything, you're kind of like, ah, okay, like I'm glad, and because I mean, number one, I do think you're always your own worst critic anyway, and because
yeah,
I've had
sure,
people like tell me like some of like my older stuff, oh my gosh, that's awesome, and I'm like, really? Like because I've
yeah,
grown so much as, I mean, thank you, I appreciate the compliment, but I was like,
yeah.
no, but like, but my newer stuff, I've grown more, my songwriting skills have improved and all that,
No, but
but
that's the thing.
but
Like we
yeah, but
always
that's
like
the
to hate on
thing.
ourselves and pick on the small things in ourselves that other people don't notice. And I think,
Yeah.
yeah, we just gotta take the compliment, and then also that's what keeps us moving forward and
Mhm.
progressing. Is that
Yeah.
dismay with the
Yeah.
product or like with my
Absolutely. But you
performance? Yeah,
yeah. Yeah. I mean, because you always want to keep growing anyway. So,
yeah,
so it's kind of like you don't want to stay stagnant. You want to keep growing and you want to keep
mm,
growing with each project. And
yeah.
but yeah, but speaking of growing with each project, do you have like a particular method of how you prepare for a role or approach a role or anything like that?
I think I think I have kind of like different ways. First of all, I really like to know all the lines and like kind of learn them ahead without really applying any emotion to it at first. Just so that's something you don't really
Mhm.
have to think about on the day. I don't like rehearsing too much. I
Mhm.
think rehearsal can find something interesting, but I feel like you need a space between the rehearsing and doing the scene because then you can let it go as well.
Mhm.
I think with certain
Mhm.
characters, you just kind of get their vibe. And with other characters, I have a more difficult time maybe because they're further away from me as a person or situations I've been in, which I always like to apply because you always bring something of yourself to it. But then I have to do a little bit more digging. Like last
Mhm.
year, I did a short film called Dance with Me with Sasha Biesi and Irene
Cool.
Graziani, and she was the DP and he's the director. And
Mhm.
that was incredible. I was in Paris, and their director is French. Shot in Paris. It was a very French
Mhm.
story. I was the only character who didn't fully speak
Yeah.
French, and that was a part of her loneliness. And it was the first time I've really gotten
Mhm.
to just immerse myself away from everybody and everything, and just immerse
Mhm.
myself in this one character and truly find her. And we watched. He showed me some films and that's the first
Mhm.
time watching a film has really unlocked something in my brain for a character. So I think there's no
Mhm.
particular way of doing things, but it's also getting into costume, moving. She's a dancer, so like we started doing like rehearsals for improvisation with a dance
Yeah.
instructor. Um, and
Mhm.
It's a process that I don't quite fully understand yet. Maybe because I'm still developing. I think whatever
Mhm.
works, whatever works.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
and
you, what's your
everybody's
process?
everybody's different, you know.
Yeah.
My process.
Yeah.
Well, I do like to read the script and everything.
Yeah.
Obviously read the
It helps.
script and get a feel for the character. Yeah, that does help, you know. But then I
Yeah.
do like to, cuz cuz I'm also like a storyteller and story writer too.
Mm,
So I'm big on like developing characters. So one thing that I will do, like if it's not like already obvious, I'll come up with a backstory for my character. Even and
like
because like
that.
even if the audience doesn't see that backstory, it's still coming through my own, my own like personality and how I'm portraying the character. So, so
Yeah.
that is one thing that I do, like to kind of like just kind of get into the mindset, get into the role and everything. And
Because we're
that
all
goes
made
whether I'm
up by
doing
our
like
past,
theater
you
or
know?
film or whatever.
Yeah.
Huh?
We're all like made
Yeah.
up by our past and how we react to our
Yes.
past. And I think that's what people
Hmm.
are. So no, that's a really
Yeah.
good tip as well for any other actors out there, developing characters, like diving into
Mhm.
their past because that is, yeah, find
Yeah.
some clues. Mm,
Mhm. And yeah, and that's the thing, like, and it doesn't have to be super elaborate. It can be, I mean, it can be elaborate if you're, if you have the time and the energy to develop that,
yeah,
but it can be like just very simple, like a few lines, like, okay, my character, I don't know, had to move overseas and it kind of traumatized her because she had to leave her friend, and you can just like come
yeah,
up with just like a couple lines of that and then just kind of like grow the character from there. So, but yeah, but that's one thing that I do
yeah.
to prepare a character. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
and I think it's
Mhm.
interesting as well because like for certain characters, I feel like you have to kind of get into your body a little bit. And that's what I felt like
Yeah.
there's certain characters where I won't do extensive animal or Robin work, but sometimes I'm thinking like, oh, there's a little like quality to her. And then to get into the like
Right.
attitude, I'll think, oh yeah, she's a lioness or she's like this. And
Mhm.
then just doing that right
Yeah.
before the take kind of gets you into it for certain people, or for
Mhm.
certain characters. But yeah, I think
Yeah.
whatever works for a person, there's so many kooky ways of doing it, which are very fun.
Oh
And
yeah.
yeah, it's a crazy process. We're kind of crazy,
Yeah.
but in a good way.
Oh yeah. Well, I think like with any artistic endeavor, whether it's like acting, songwriting, I mean, I don't know, maybe not. I mean, because I know you do have to have some precise techniques for dance and everything, because you don't want to get hurt. But like, but I think, but like
Yes.
with most artistic endeavors, it's like there's really not a right or wrong way to get there, because everybody
No.
has their own unique path to it. And, and even in dance, because even like beyond the technical aspects of it, you still have to get into like the character, get into the song and like, not be and so that you're not being so just you're not just there doing
Like
technical moves. So
robotic.
even though
Yeah.
yeah, there is some technique to it, you still have to embody, fully embody what you're doing. And that's where I think like, just stuff like yoga and dance and all that stuff can really
Yeah.
come in handy if you're a performer of any kind. Like what about you? Do you do anything like any physical movement or anything like that?
Yeah, so I used to dance actually, and the short film that I did, Dance with Me, in Paris last year, that is about a dancer at a theater. I
Yeah.
mean, guess she's an actress, but she's doing a dancing piece, and she's always dancing. She's very
Hmm.
whimsical in that sense, and um,
Yeah.
very free. So like, even though we worked with a choreographer, we walked through the songs and we talked ideas and he gave me different notes and
Hmm.
stuff. But at the end of the day, on the day, it was like improvised. And I love that because it's the imperfection. It had my storyline that I was following.
Hmm.
And then you just use the movements that we've spoken about. the difference in rhythm. It's a play. Like you're playing around with it and
Mhm.
having fun with it. And it doesn't always work, but um, I was having a conversation
Yeah.
about like AI recently, and I think the imperfections that we do and the mistakes that we make is what makes it interesting, and
Mhm.
which is why I don't think AI will ever fully take over filmmaking, actors, filmmakers, um, because as humans, we're drawn to imperfection, you know?
Yeah.
There's something really beautiful
Yeah.
about imperfection.
Yes. Yeah. Well, no, that it's interesting that you say that about how as humans, yeah, we are drawn to perfection, but at the same time, sometimes like kind of getting back to the whole we can be our own worst critics and everything, because I
Yeah,
know I've been very much like there's been times in my life when I've been very much a perfectionist, but sometimes to the point of, you know, almost like kind of like becoming like paralyzed with fear, like, oh no, if
yeah,
it's not perfect, like I can't put it out there. And there's
yeah,
healthy perfectionism, which means, okay, yes, you have standards and and you
exactly.
want it to be good and everything, but at some point you kind of have to let it go and be like,
Oh
okay, you
yeah.
know what? It's as good as it can be right now. Because if you wait around for everything to be too perfect, you'll never get anything done or release anything.
Yeah,
So
because
like,
that's
have you
that's the
ever
hard
had
part.
anything like that
I'm the
happen?
exact same as you. I'm the exact same as you. What star sign are you? Not to get into that, but what star sign are you?
I am, oh my goodness. Yeah. I am a Scorpio sun, and yeah.
Oh. I thought maybe you were
Yeah.
a Virgo like me, but yeah, my Venus is in Scorpio. I love Scorpios.
I do have a lot of
Um,
Virgo in my chart though.
okay, I think that's why we're
Yeah.
pretty
But
similar
I
because I have some Scorpio in my chart, but I'm a Virgo, and then vice versa. No, because I think as humans, like
we're reversed.
we're exactly, we're the opposites.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
um, no, I think it's interesting because we as humans ourselves, when it comes to us and our work, we always strive for perfection. But then when you look at other
Mhm.
people and the people around you that you love or the films that you love, they're not
Yeah.
perfect in that you're drawn to the imperfection in them. But when it then comes to yourself, you want to be perfect.
Mhm.
And I think that's a little
Yeah.
paradigm that's interesting with us as humans.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah,
no,
absolutely. And
it's mm, sorry.
mhm.
Ah, my light went.
Yeah, and oh no, you're fine.
She's in the darkness now. But
Oh no.
does that work? I have like
Okay.
a very
Yeah, I
temp
see you now.
setup because yeah, I have a temporary setup because my Wi-Fi is only working in a specific spot in my room right now for some reason, and I'm like, ugh, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay. Yeah. Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's all good. It's what keeps stuff like this interesting. So,
Exactly. You know
but
what? It's funny. We were just talking about imperfection. We were just talking about
yes,
imperfection.
exactly.
Let me try
Uh-huh.
and
Okay.
put on some more lights
Yeah.
in my place. But
Okay.
yeah, so what's like a specific point or like specific thing that you've had where you feel like imperfection is just analysis paralysis to you?
Yeah, so it's kind of like I've been like that with my music a lot more than say my than with acting, interestingly. Um just because to me like music is a lot more personal than like say cuz when you act you're embodying another character, and
Yeah.
and if like a movie gets a bad review, it's almost like, okay, everybody's kind of going down with the ship. We're all in this together. But
Yes, exactly.
but like with music and everything, it's a lot more personal. Um so for me, it was just more about just like I said, just accepting that, number one, like, learning, marketing so that it can get out to the people that do like, that are interested in hearing the kind of thing that I do, because that actually, that curbs a lot of that. And on top of that too, just kind of accepting that, um, that it's going to be, regardless, there's always going to be something, something that you do that like someone doesn't, not everybody's going to take to it. And, you just kind of have to, just like have to roll with the punches. So, but we're talking about, perfectionism and,
Yeah.
having issues with like technology, but we're still showing up and we're still doing it. So it's like, you know what, yeah,
Yeah.
that's just what you got to do, regardless of, sometimes even if you're not fully ready, if you don't, sometimes you just got to work with
Yeah.
what you got and, just kind of keep going. So,
Oh,
yeah.
100%. I mean, I'm doing like a little
Mhm.
short film series now where I'm just challenging myself to do like a really quick, at least a
Mhm.
minute or even 30-second short. I call it a short. I don't know what you call it, but a short, I guess. A month to challenge myself just to like
Mhm.
create and not be perfect, to challenge like perfectionism and just to continue making something and learning. And you get better and better and better and you get to be like creative with it. But it's like, hey, with
Yeah.
like the movie I'm producing at the moment, the financing of a film is a whole different thing. And it's gotten me into situations where, or meetings that I've taken with people where I've been absolutely slam dunk roasted
Mhm.
to filth. And and like felt horrible about myself. But then it's great
Mhm.
because it's growth. And I wasn't ready for that pitch. I wasn't ready
Right.
for the level of like aggressiveness from a friend. But hey,
Mhm.
it was real talk.
Yeah.
It was a little like fix yourself, be prepared next time.
Mhm.
And I was like, you're
Yeah.
right. And you take the things that were constructive and not just mean, and then you learn from that and you
Mhm.
take the notes because they're good notes. They're good notes. You just gotta look past some of the unnecessary language sometimes and not take that
Oh,
personally
yeah.
because like, yeah, it's
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
tough, but the thing
Yeah,
is,
'cause
like, you
some
put yourself in those situations, it's better to go and to not know what you're gonna face
Mhm.
and learn from that rather than to not go and just sit inside
Right.
and just not live your life. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing, like, you can't, like, live in fear of some, like, unknown faceless person not liking what you're doing, because the
Yeah.
thing is, it's like, I kinda look at it this way, it's like, you know, are they doing what you're doing? Probably not, you know?
Listen,
And,
we're all
so that's
different.
another
We all
thing
have
you have
different
to keep in
opinions
mind
and
too.
taste.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Mhm.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. So, but what, as far as, making, R.I.P. Man and then R.I.P. Man 2, um, what, like, what can people maybe expect from R.I.P. Man 2 versus R.I. the first film?
Okay, let me tell you.
Without giving too much away, of course. So,
So here's the whole plot from beginning to end. No, I'm joking. um,
mhm.
so basically, there were some requests for more gore, so more
Yeah.
killings, more violence,
Mhm.
which you know what, fair enough. And we're definitely
Yeah.
delivering on that. There's so many cool kills in this new one, and I think
Mhm.
people should get excited about that. Yeah. So
Mhm.
that's one thing I'll say.
Nice.
Yeah, some reappearances, some
Uh-huh.
things like that. Yeah, we keep it pretty tight-lipped.
Mhm.
But yeah, you asked for more blood is gonna be
Yeah.
shed. So yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but that's really cool. That they're kind of like upping the ante with that one. And kind of like, moving forward more with that. then, kind of like, increasing that over like the first film. Cause the first film I kind of, like I described it as it's like a 90s, early 2000s horror film, kind of like
Yeah.
meets like a little bit of like a crime drama because there's all of those
Yeah.
elements in there. Um, yeah, so what type of a vibe does like R.I.P. Man 2 have? Like, is it a little
So
bit of a different
definitely not
vibe?
Terrifier. Definitely not Terrifier. Want to make that very
Woo!
clear. Definitely not. Definitely not.
Uh-huh.
Um, so it's not quite
So
that
it's not
level. I mean,
Terrifier.
it's still no.
Uh-huh.
It's no one can be Terrifier. I'm sorry, R.I.P. man. You got your, you can never be you
No.
either. But
There's
it's
only one Art the Clown. You know? Mhm.
exactly, and there's only one R.I.P. man, or is there?
Yes.
Ooh.
Oh, interesting.
So yeah, there's some fun
So something to
storylines
look
and like
forward
plot
to.
twists
Yeah.
coming through in the second one. And yeah, just more creative, fun deaths and what people left from
Mm-hmm.
slashers. So yeah, I still got following the storyline and characters whoever's alive by the end of the first one. And
Mm-hmm.
it continues from there. Just gets amped up a little bit more, I think. I
Nice.
think they're aiming for a
Nice.
little
And when
faster
did you guys,
pace as well.
yeah,
Hmm?
nice. Woo. And when did you guys begin production on the second film?
So we shot some stuff in January. I came back from New Year's and
Oh,
we
cool.
shot a few days down in Worthing again. So that was very fun. Um yeah, we started in
Hmm.
January. I know they've shot quite a bit of other stuff as well. And
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure when we're gonna be finished. I know we're still I don't know if crowdfunding has just ended or if it's gonna end. So we're still like funding it. But what I love
Hmm.
about Jamie and Reese is that they're they make things happen. It's like um we're shooting while we're funding it, and they just really believe in it,
Yeah.
and they've always figured out a way. And like you mentioned with marketing earlier as well, which is so important because like you can have this amazing film, but if no one sees it,
Hmm.
what are you gonna do? You can't make the next one.
Right.
So
Yeah.
marketing, they're
Hmm.
so good with that, and they listen to feedback, and they're
Hmm.
so involved, and so no, it's just incredibly. I'm incredibly lucky to be a part of it, and to watch
Yeah.
them, yeah, continue to grow with the series, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's great fun. Yeah,
Yeah. Might end up being like its own franchise there. That's really, really cool.
I
And
think it has franchise
yeah, it's
potential for
always,
sure.
hmm yeah. Yeah, I think it has the potential to do that, absolutely. And kind of get like that cult following and everything. So yeah, I could totally see
Yeah.
that happening. And
I mean,
yeah,
Owen's so incredible
definitely.
as well.
And
It's like the way he does the R.I.P. man is terrifying. I could see it, being set in so many different like scenarios, and not even just with the friendship group and like the detective,
hmm
but like branching out and going elsewhere and maybe recruiting some people, or there's so many ideas where
yeah.
you can take it.
hmm Yeah. Yeah, yeah, well, I definitely liked the way he portrayed, the killer, the R.I.P. man and everything. So yeah, so I'm excited to see what he and everybody else does in the second film. Do they have like
They
any
should
type
get
of
you
a
in it.
prediction of when it would be done? Yeah, I'd love that. That would be awesome.
Oh my God, we need to make that
Like a
happen because
little
they're not done
overseas cameo
shooting.
or something. Like, yeah, hey.
Yes. Oh my God, you need to. No, 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 we're messaging them right after this. We need to make that happen.
Fabulous.
It's so
Yeah.
cool.
Oh goodness. Wow. Yeah. But yeah, but I really I definitely look forward to seeing, what all is done with it and everything. And yeah, and like where, your character goes and, where the R.I.P. man goes, like Owen's character goes and everything. And
Mm.
like what has been your favorite part about shooting these films, or do you have like a favorite memory or something from on set?
I think my favorite memory, and I think we mentioned this in the promo video for R.I.P. Man 2, which is up on the GoFundMe page, or is it
Mhm.
GoFundMe, or is it a different one? I can't remember. It's the funding page.
GoFundMe maybe?
Um,
Yeah. Mhm.
yeah, and it's the birthday scene, in the first one. It's not
Mhm.
really a spoiler, but my character Clarissa, she has, it's her birthday party, and we have Outpost 3
Mhm.
playing live. We all got to dress up, and it kind of just felt like we were having a fun get together and getting to dance and have a little bit of
Yeah.
fun, obviously before the fun gets spoiled. But
Yes.
um
Mhm.
but I think that's my favorite day, because yeah, good
Yeah.
music, it's pretty chill, and they got
Mhm.
to be happy as well, because throughout a lot of the film, at least my character's just very
Yeah.
worried, obviously, and it was a nice little
Mhm.
moment of relief, I think, for her and for us. Mm.
Yeah, because you have to have, especially in a movie like that, you have to have a little bit of a reprieve, a little bit of
Yeah.
like, showing everybody just kind of light and happy and having a good time, just to kind of break up like the very kind of foreboding, morose stuff that's going on around you guys and everything. And I do remember that scene, that you talked about when I watched the first R.I.P. Man movie when I was reviewing it. And I was like, that looked like such a fun scene to film. Oh my god,
It
yeah.
was, it was. We weren't
Mhm,
even like acting really at
mhm,
that point. We just got to like dance and be a little bit silly about it, and it's a little bit cringe to watch it back now, but it was a really it was a
mhm.
really good day, and yeah, and honestly, like everyone who's been working on
Yeah.
this is genuinely so lovely, and we genuinely have formed such a friendship, which I think is
Mhm.
so beautiful, and
Yeah.
yeah, no, it was really fun. I think there's been a lot of funny moments where we've all been like tired or stayed down in Worthing, traveled far, and then yeah, it's
Uh-huh.
just been really fun getting to know everyone.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Mm,
that's always a good time, It's just that camaraderie and everything that you develop doing
mm.
like a production, like a film or a theater role or something. And then it's like when it's over, it's almost like yeah, you're like leaving family and and stuff. I mean,
It
and even though yeah, you'll
is.
stay in touch and of course that's pretty easy through social media and everything, but like
Yeah.
but yeah, but it really is. It's kind of like, oh, this is done.
No, it's you
Yeah.
always get set blues, and even like just coming back, I was at the film
Mhm.
festival in Cannes just now, and you're like, yesterday I hadn't even left yet, and I was like, I'm getting Cannes blues, and it's every time I'm on set because you grow so close with each other,
Yeah.
because it's such an intense and emotional process where it's hard not to bond. You either like grow a relationship of like absolutely
Mhm.
hating each other's guts, or you grow so close
Yeah.
to where you're like
Mhm.
friends for life. And then it's also hard sometimes
Yeah.
differentiating. I remember like in the beginning when I first started doing some things, I really I find it so weird that, after it stops, you kind of go off your own paths, and none of it was
Mhm.
like, not that none of it was real, but it's like you
Yeah.
get to real life, and it's like we have our lives and it's so busy, like I've barely seen any of them, since. And I
Right.
think
Yeah.
as an actor, and I'm sure you feel the same way, it's really weird going from being so close to people all the time
Yeah.
to just
Mhm.
barely speaking. I mean, I'm used to it now. I'm used to it now. And
Yeah.
also with R.I.P. Man, we shot really scattered, so it wasn't as big of a like shock, but it was still really sad
Mhm.
that the last day where Jamie was like, "Yeah, we're not gonna need you anymore." I was like, "Wait, what?" And he was like, "Yeah." I was in the R.I.P. Man one.
Yeah.
Um, and then you get your little wrap applause, and then you're like, "Oh yes, I'm off
Mhm.
then." Oh,
Yeah.
funny
Yeah.
feeling.
Yeah, and then it's like come back together at like the premiere and everything, and it's just like a family
which I
reunion and stuff.
missed.
And
Yeah.
oh no, oh
Yeah, I was
no, you missed the
filming.
premiere.
Yeah, I was very
Oh,
sad.
you're like a main
But
character.
I know I wanted to and then I had to watch on my computer instead of like that. It was cinema and like it was a really good turnout and it just yeah, like you said, like the reunion
Yeah.
of it, because you know what it's like is like seeing everyone being
Mhm.
proud and celebrating everything you've been through. And
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
filming, couldn't
Okay.
make it. Yeah, otherwise I was trying to make
Yeah.
it work so that I could film up in London and travel down to Worthing, but it's 2 hours away and it wasn't aligning and I had filming the next day as well and it was didn't work out sadly.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Mhm. Yeah. Well, maybe you'll get to go to the premiere of like R.I.P. Man too, you
I
know.
hope
But
so. I hope so. And you should too.
mhm. Hey.
So, why
Oh
not?
man.
Come
But
on over.
yeah. But where can if people want to watch the first movie, to kind of get themselves ready for the second film, where is it streaming at?
So it's available on Amazon Prime and Apple TV and on YouTube and I think a couple other places, but I
Mhm.
can't remember. But they should at least be available in like America and Europe, I think, on those platforms.
Mhm.
So yeah, if you want to check it out, please do. Let us know what you
Mhm.
think, whether it's good or bad. And yeah,
Mhm.
any
Yeah,
support is
very
really, really
cool. And
appreciated for our independent film.
yeah. Yeah. And like will there be any like physical merch or anything like that? Do you guys think or
Yeah, so there are some stuff like on already on our
okay.
site, which I don't think it's GoFundMe. It's in the bio on the RIP Man Instagram. Um, but yeah, there's some I don't know if it's available right now, but I know there's been some t-shirts and like signed DVDs and we've signed some scripts and
Oh, cool.
stuff and there are different things that you can,
Mm,
choose to support the project, but then you also get an item or a
yeah.
credit or yeah, so definitely have a check out on that link on the RP Men's Instagram bio. You have the link there. Is it film free? Wait, no, it's not
Yeah.
film free, boy. But yeah, it's on there. It's
Mhm.
on there. Mm.
Yes, nice.
Indiegogo.
Yeah,
It's
so that's another way to
Indiegogo. Yeah.
support the film. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So it's not
Yeah,
GoFundMe
just
that the
remembered.
R.I.P. Man 2 is on. It's Indiegogo. Okay, cool. Yeah, yeah. Thank you for coming on and, get some rest because I know you've been podcasting and doing stuff all day and everything. And it's very late where you're at because Jasmine's talking to me from the UK and it's like probably close to 10 o'clock at night where she's at right now. It's only 5:15 where I'm at, so I still have the evening left. But like but thank you so much for sitting down with me and definitely go check out Jasmine and her work and definitely check out RIP Man and keep watch out for RIP Man too. So thanks again, Jasmine, and thank you everybody for listening and giving me a nice surge in listenership. I appreciate it. And as always, before we leave, I like to leave you with stay safe, stay fierce, but of course, stay spooky. All right. Have a good night, day, or evening, everyone. Bye. Oh.
I'm so sorry, it disconnected me from the
Okay.
studio, and I was like, "Oh,
Oh,
no."
okay.
I feel like such a boomer with my technology
That's
today. My
okay.
Wi-Fi's not working, and
Oh
my
no.
light went out.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
okay. I can edit that. It's okay.
Okay.
So yeah, it's all good.
Yes,
I
you
could
were
edit
saying,
that.
yeah.
That, that's what post production's for. So
Hey, fix it in post.
yeah.
Yeah.